After a lot of frustration after our first 2 losses, which had Aaron Donald straight up dumping these running backs, he did come to us in practice and let us know he was done with where this team was going and he wanted to be traded. Now, there was a lot of trade interest for Aaron Donald, and a lot of these teams were offering some of their best players, plus combination of picks ranging from first round, second round, and beyond, all from this draft, the next draft, and the following. But we decided that it would be best to go after our needs first, and we needed some help along the offensive line, and we found the Dolphins, who had a left tackle in Isaiah Wynn, who was not a starter, and on the defensive line in Zach Seiler, who again was not a starter, but for us they could be. And we ended up packaging together those 2 players plus a current 2 to send Aaron Donald to a team that is competing for a Super Bowl this season. The Dolphins have a very well-built roster, so I'm sure he's going to be much happier there, and we're bringing in some guys who we could try to build around, plus getting that pick that we could help build this team with in the future. Could we have gotten more? Possibly. I think this was a pretty good deal considering Aaron Donald is on the older side. He wanted to go, and I wasn't trying to take away starters from other teams. I wanted to find guys that were young, needed that opportunity to play, and that's exactly what we got here. And since we brought in 2 guys, we need to end up cutting one, and I think Marquis Copeland is going to be the answer here for us. He's 26 years old, only 68. It's going to be behind the guy in front of him, Seiler, who we just traded for. We have the young guy in Kobe Turner, who I think I would prefer to try to develop, as they're very similar overalls. Kobe Turner being the younger, he's actually a rookie. So we are going to cut Marquis Copeland, and that will get us down to the 53 needed. And there is also some rumors starting to go around that Cooper Kupp will also be requesting a trade if this team cannot turn things around quickly. And he's our last remaining 90+ overall guy. And in terms of 80 overall guys, Havenstein is also possibly considering putting in another trade request, because again, this team is not doing very well and he wants a Super Bowl before he retires. He's another older guy. But despite the trade of Aaron Donald and losing our top rated guy, we do bring in Seiler and Wynn, and they both are in our top 5. So we lose 1 top 5, but we get 2. I think that's a pretty good trade for us. In between episodes, I also moved Kobe Bryant, who was a corner for us. I felt like he fit better at free safety. We do have Jason Taylor, who has been starting there, and he did have an interception one of the first couple games, but I just feel that Kobe Durant, the best possible place for him to play is at free safety. He has the speed that I'm looking for, plus he's very much a zone cover guy without much press ability, so very much fits that free safety role, though his tackling isn't great, so we'll see how he does in the first couple games and see if we decide to keep him there or not. We did the opposite for the former safety in Quindell Johnson, moving him actually down to corner because he has 71 press with some decent cover ratings. He actually comes in tied with our second best press corner. So just trying to move some guys around and find out where the best fit is for the talent that we do have, while still trying to develop some guys who maybe the talent isn't quite there, but they have some decent athleticism. Pretty much that's what Hodgins Tomlinson is. He lacks the skill, but the athleticism is there. But that is all of the roster moves we are going to make as for now. Cincinnati is up next in week 3. They've started their season off really well, 2-0. Joe Burrow leading them at quarterback. They have a triple threat in the receiving game. Plus, they also have Irv Smith at tight end. And they have Joe Mixon at running back. So this is going to be a dominant offense. We just have to hope that the changes we made are going to help us out. Let's get Monday Night Football underway. As we boot this one all the way back, they will take the kneel down starting at the 25 for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati offense. And it is a really good offense. As we mentioned earlier on, Joe Burrow already 6 touchdowns, 1 interception through 2 weeks with 631 passing yards.
I'm ready.
And as our defense heads out for the first time, you'll see the new guy in Siler playing a couple different spots for us depending on the formation we end up coming out in. It's Mixon play one, and he's going to find some space right down the middle. This middle of the defensive line is a little bit of a concern. We have some young guys that we're trying to develop, though there is some concern as if they're going to get the job done. When we come out in nickel, we will see Siler as one of those DTs. When in the base packages, he'll slide back to the outside. As Boyd picks up 4 on the first down play, Joe Burrow back in shotgun, 2 spread to the right, 1 to the left. He'll dump this one off Mixon. In comes Witherspoon, and a couple other defenders will finally bring him down. That's the quick kind of stops we need to be able to get that we haven't been able to get much of this year, especially against some of the more elusive guys. The tackling just has been a little bit off, and we almost get the big play on the outside, but instead Higgins with the hands gets the first down. That was one of the new starters on the outside in Hodgins Tomlinson, who were just kind of moving around. He was playing slot now on the outside. He also gets involved on this stop as Joe Mixon tries to hit the outside, plus Bobby Brown there to also help get the stop. And on 2nd and 11, they'll come out, spread 3 to that right-hand side, 1 to the left. Burrow sitting in the pocket, quick throw underneath is going to find Boyd. He'll pick up a couple yards, leaving him 8 here on 3rd down. As they come out with a split backfield, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Burrow, again, in the pocket, and will find Chase downfield, and a really bad tackle attempt there from Fuller, the safety, who we saw a really bad one at the end, or towards the end of last game when Ayuk had his 3rd receiving touchdown. But Cincinnati moving well here to start as Burrow making a hot route or an audible. Will be a pass, finding their tight end, who finds his way into the end zone. Drew Sample right down the seam. The quick reaction there from Burrow catches the defense off guard. And that will put us down 7-0 as Stafford and the offense takes the field, needing to see a much better game than what we've seen so far. The passing game really just hasn't been there at all for us. It's been Akers or just about nothing. And that's where we start off with, breaking to this left-hand side, almost picking up the first down. Nice tackle from Hill, the safety coming down, as Cam Akers did have just over 80 yards last week and a touchdown. He does have one of the few touchdowns that we've actually scored this season. Will be a pass on 2nd and short. Gonna dump this one off Van Jefferson with space, trying to get down the sideline. Not gonna get this stiff arm, but out at about midfield. And if we could get that short passing game going, that will go a long way in helping out this offense, plus helping out Cam Akers. We've ran him a lot, and we're gonna continue running him a lot as a heck of a stop there from Hendrickson. I thought we were about to break it to that left-hand side, but he sheds the block just in time. We'll stick with the I formation here, though going with a play action. Can we find our guys deep? Decent blocking this time. We'll end up dumping it off as Akers has some space down to the 30. Offense moving pretty good so far. Just need to see that continue. And we're definitely going to be sticking with whatever formations keep working for us as Akers down the middle once again in the I, picks up 3. And on 2nd and 7, we'll spread wide. Akers heads to the sideline as we bring out the rookie in Evans for a little bit of some play action. We had Y for a second, but not enough time to throw. Pressure gets through from that right-hand side. Left side looking pretty good to start off with. That's where we have Isaiah Wynn starting. And on 3rd and 7, we'll go back to the run. Evans had the gap, but he couldn't quite hit it. And instead, Reeder gets the stop on 3rd, 4th, and 5. And we will bring out the field goal unit. Kicking from about the 32 mark at a 42-yarder. As we will hit it right between the uprights, getting some points to end our first drive. Make this 7-3 Cincinnati up front. Now as Cincinnati retakes the field, starting back once again at the 25. Can our defense get us a stop here? It's actually going to be a read option. Burrow has space to the outside, a diving miss, and Fuller will eventually bring him down, but Burrow busts off about a 20-yard rush on the read option. Not something I was expecting, but good to keep in mind in case they go back to it later. Just a simple handoff this time. Mixon not going really anywhere. Was a good run stop from the defense there, and something that we've actually done fairly well at this year is actually doing pretty well against the run. As they go back to it on 2nd and 7, and will be a first down, shaking off the tackle and picking up a few more yards. Just as I talk about doing better, Mixon, well, he proves otherwise. But that will actually end the first quarter as we head into the second, down 7-3. We're doing not awful right now, and I would like for that to continue as we start the second quarter with Cincinnati at the 36 in plus territory. Play action pass for Burrow, going deep and finding Higgins, who avoids both DBs. And it'll be a touchdown for Cincy to start this second quarter. They go up 14-3 as Burrow finds Higgins deep downfield. Well, as Stafford heads out onto the field, once again we find ourselves in a spot early on in these games where it already almost feels like a make or break it time. Down 2 scores with all the momentum on the side of our opponent. Can we just get this offense steady moving? Not on first down, though a strong run from Akers will net 2 yards on what very well could have been a loss of 2. So far, I will say, it does seem like that left side of the line is the best side to run to. As we try to set up a play action pass, we actually send the fullback on a wheel route. We have our guy deep, that's Cooper Kupp, but the pass is overthrown by Stafford. That could have been a massive gain for us and one of our biggest passing plays probably since week 1. As we have a 3rd and 8 hard count, no one jumps, setting up the slant routes with no time to find an open guy, nor were there any open guys. Hendrickson will break up that play and we will have to punt away. And with all momentum on the side of Cincy, plus with possession, it really comes down to this defense to keep us in these games. As it's 14-3 as they start their possession. Drop back pass, swinging to the outside is going to be Boyd, who shakes 2 tacklers, almost gets by the 3rd. Fuller luckily gets the tackle for us. But Boyd having a phenomenal start. Granted, really, are all of these receivers. Burrow already in his X factor. With a quick throw underneath, going to find Boyd. Another spin move put on the defender. Not going to get by the next 3 guys, but does still manage 8 yards. Could really tell Joe Burrow is feeling it. We really would have liked to see this Joe Burrow earlier on in our Louisiana State-only challenge that ended a Madden 23 look, as we almost get a sack from Jones, but no, he does get the ball out to Boyd, though I don't believe it was caught for much of any gain. Kendrick, the second-year corner, getting the start in the slot today with a shake-up to that position. And we'll see how well he does. He does not have a lot of speed, so there's some slight concern from me, but we'll see how well he does. 3rd and 5, Burrow finds his tight end wide open downfield. That's Irv Smith Jr. setting him up at the 24. And from there, they'll drop under center with a tight ace formation. Drop back pass, swinging out wide once again. Boyd takes the big hit, but holds on to it. Witherspoon kind of showing a similar bit of frustration than that of what we saw from Aaron Donald before his departure before this game. Hopefully, the corner doesn't also try to leave. As this is a swing out pass, once again, Boyd, who cuts up the sideline, picks up the first down before stepping out. Joe Burrow is 13 of 13. And right now, this defense is not showing any signs of slowing them down. As they have a 1st and 10 down at the 12, Burrow from the pocket goes to that back corner, overthrows Chase. Will be the first incompletion on the day. And unfortunately for us, it's not really something we could celebrate us doing well. Just think a bad throw from Burrow. It's on 2nd and 10. Pass underneath that a shot comes in there on Higgins. Don't know how that pass was not intercepted. We had, I believe it was Jones sitting right where that pass was thrown, but somehow it gets by him. It was almost a catch as they set up the halfback screen. Jones reads it, but he doesn't get the tackle. Instead, Witherspoon and a couple other of the defenders will get the stop at the 8. See, there's some of that raw talent being shown, but it's just finishing the job that we're struggling with. Meanwhile, the Bengals, not really struggling. They hit their field goal and widen their lead. Now, with a little over 3 minutes on the clock, all 3 timeouts, we got to find some points here before half. But we don't have to get away with what we do well, and that's handing the ball off to Cam Akers as he picks up 5 play 1. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage rather quickly. Maybe try to see if we could set up a little bit of some RPO, maybe on the stretch. Just hand it off. No one was quite open as we try to get to the outside, but can't quite get the corner. Akers will end up picking up a couple yards before he gets down and heads to the sideline as we bring out Evans. Handoff right down the middle. Evans will pick up the first down and a couple extra yards as we are very close now to the 2-minute warning. Maybe one, max 2 plays, depending on if it's an incomplete pass here, as we are trying to set up a bit of a play action. Rolling, Stafford will eventually find Kupp with the catch, stepping out of bounds, stopping the clock at 2:09. Though apparently we will still let that clock roll as we hit the 2-minute warning. Again, all 3 timeouts still in our pocket. We have time here. And the passing has worked better today than it has at any other time as we try to find Tutu, but he can't squeeze it. Knocked away by Hill. The receiving group definitely struggling, even with Cooper Kupp out there. He's not really being that big of a difference maker for us. So let's go back to the run as we have Evans, and the ball gets popped free. So there goes our chance of finding points before half. Evans, the rookie, checks in, and I believe it was Hendricks who came up from behind on that second hit and knocked the ball free, scooped up by 34 for the Bengals. So just as we were looking for points, now are the Bengals before half as they're already up 17-3, getting the pass out to Drew Sample. Will get the catch, brought down inbounds as clock should continue to roll. And as they decide not to call any timeouts, clock still rolling, have their guy deep and we almost jump it, but instead Boyd with a heck of a grab at the sideline boxed out the corner. And just when I thought we were about to have a great play, it's Cincinnati down to the 23, still with over a minute left and all 3 of their timeouts. Burrow makes an audible here, sitting from the pocket, going to that corner and swatted away Witherspoon. Well, just as they made a nice play on the outside, we make one the next play. If we could just continue to do that. 2nd and 10, Burrow from the pocket, dumping it off underneath, finds Chase somehow. Again, that one's not knocked away by Hodges Tomlinson. Looked like it should have been. But these late reaction speeds definitely getting the better of us majority of the time. As it's a 3rd and 8 here for the Bengals. Play action. Burrow going up top, and once again, where we look like we're in the perfect spot. This time Jamar Chase jumps in front of Witherspoon. He gets the grab, and the Bengals do find another touchdown before half. With just under a minute left on this clock, any chance that we could get down the field and find some points? Or do we try to take the safer route and just run this one on into halftime and regroup? I think at this point, it doesn't hurt us trying to get some points. As we're sitting back here waiting, scrambling, Stafford finds nothing, and eventually we'll just let that ball fly, hit the turf, and move on to 2nd down. But we do end up losing about 10 seconds on that play. Try to set up another pass across the middle. 2-2 can't squeeze that one either. And on 3rd and 10, 48 seconds on the clock, still back at our own 23. Just need to find a first down here somewhere. As we go across the middle, trying to find Cooper Kupp, and not even the 95 overall rated receiver can get the grab. Hilton knocks it free, and we'll have to punt this one away. Now let's just hope the Bengals decide they don't, with their 2 timeouts, want to try to score again. Because at this point, the defense doesn't seem like they have the confidence in themselves to get the stop, even with only 35 seconds on the clock. So let's hope they hand this one off to Mixon. Will be a pass to the outside, once again wide open. Irv Smith shakes the first tackler, picks up 8, and then steps out. On 2nd and 2, they come out and then make an audible, now sending 3 to that right-hand side as Boyd joins the 2. Will be another pass, Burrow up top. Not going to be caught that time by Irv Smith. Knocked out as Durant doing his best mime impression. Gotta love that even a new Madden still a little bit broken. 3rd and 2. Burrow making an audible as they look, I could only assume, for a first down here or more points. It will be a drop back pass across the middle, and it's actually broken up by their own teammate. I think it bounced off of that first crossing receiver. Maybe it was Mixon. Either way, they're going to have to punt the ball away. So our defense, with a little bit of luck, does finally get the stop. And with about 15 seconds left before half, let's just take this one to half as Akers actually finds some space. Getting a first down, a little bit more. Maybe we might have a shot here at a field goal if we could do that again. They sit with a single high safety as we get the ball up to the 44. Still have 2 timeouts. Just need about 20 more yards here as Stafford trying to roll and will have to throw away. Now just 6 seconds left, and I feel like we need to get to the opposite 45, which is again a little distance away as that pass is overthrown. And just before half, it will be an interception for Hill. Really just capping off what was a really bad first half for us. At the very beginning of the first quarter, I will say, was pretty decent. We were getting the passing game more involved. Running was going pretty decently. But that second quarter just was not very good. And as this is Monday Night Football, you could see all the scores from around the board, except for one that just says Sunday. But if we're playing on Monday, that one should have already happened. So I don't know about the Dolphins-Broncos. But the 49ers lose to the Giants 10-3. Seahawks beat the Carolina Panthers 28-14. And the Arizona Cardinals lose to the Cowboys 31-15. Now as we get stuck back into this game, we do start off with possession. Williams will call the fair catch inside the end zone. We'll start at the 25, needing to get down the field and end this drive with a touchdown if we're to make this any bit of a game in the second half. And we'll start from a heavy look, handing off Akers, try to break to that left-hand side spin move. Will maybe net him an extra yard as our left guard Noteboom a bit shaken up on the play. Used to be the starting left tackle, but with a new addition, did move down though. Hopefully that one is not going to be a big one. We needed to upgrade this offensive line, and going back down would not help us out. As we roll out here, we will find Hopkins, who picks up almost the first down, just 1 yard short. And on 3rd and 1, we'll stick with the weak eye. Try to get a handoff to this left-hand side, find some space, and we will do just that, breaking off the first tackle, headed downfield, eventually corralled just shy of midfield. I thought that might have been a little bit bigger, but Akers just couldn't quite get into that next gear. But we cannot understate how big that first down was as we go back to him, and he just manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. More often than not, you can tell the Bengals teeing off on this running game. We just have to find ways of beating it. Like maybe a quick swing out pass as we go to Allen, who will pick up the first down diving forward. If only he could have stayed on his feet, might have had more there, but the first down, I'll take. And with this formation working, let's stick with it. Weak eye, handoff to the left-hand side, and Akers with space. Looked like he got tripped up on a possible defensive lineman's foot. It was either that or he just had too much momentum out in front of him and he just couldn't keep his feet. We'll motion out Allen, go with the toss. We do get the edge and the first down, not by much, but I will take it. Scampering out of bounds, Akers once again. He definitely continues to be the heart of this offense, and we'll let the heart rest on this play as Evans has space and just couldn't quite get by the safety once again. This time an injury coming in though for the Bengals, DJ Reader. Through just 3 weeks, we've seen quite a lot of injuries, not necessarily long-lasting injuries, but tweaks throughout a game for sure as they bring the blitz right down the middle. Stafford, I don't even think he saw it, gets swallowed up, and it will be a massive loss. Jerome Pratt, 3rd and 16. Though, with a 3rd and long and us not being able to pass the ball, let's run it. We have space outside. Evans just got destroyed by Hill. Thought we had the first down, but no. Daxton Hill wins that battle. But that doesn't mean we're giving up. Going for it here on 4th down. In motion goes Jefferson, who sticks the foot in and picks up the first down. Van Jefferson turning that jet sweep more so into a jet dive, as we will have our first down at the 21. 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers out to the right. Making a hot route here. Will be a play action. Sitting in the backfield waiting, throw it out late, and it gets picked off. Number 0 for the Bengals, that is Rowe, and he is off to the races. Akers in pursuit, not gonna get there, about 7-8 yards behind, and Eric Rowe gets his pick 6. But with that, I think we've seen enough of Stafford, so we'll bring out Stetson Bennett. And we're actually going to return this one. Williams has space to the outside. He hit the corner. Can he beat the defender? He gets the stiff arm, but no. Momentum carries him out of bounds. A heck of a return as Cam Akers will take the field, this time the sole leader of the offense. And with the Bengals kind of running away with this one, we're going to bring out Bennett just to give him some time out there, give him some XP as we get stuffed in the backfield. A loss of 1 on first down. And this might just be something we'll have to do throughout the series once we get late on in these games. If it's clear we're not going anywhere, let's send out some of the young guys and see what they can do. As Akers does pick up a good amount of yardage on second down, making things more manageable on third. But he will head off on the actual third down. As we do bring out Evans, hand the ball off to him down the middle. He breaks Hendrickson's tackle, but does not get by the remaining Bengals. But on 4th and 4 at about midfield, we're going to go for it. A little bit of play action. Let's see what Stetson Bennett can do. We have an open receiver, but he overthrows Tutu. Will be a turnover on downs. Bengals take over. About 1.5 minutes left here in the third. And it'll be an audible for the Bengals as they get started once again on offense, sending trips to that right-hand side. The only guy to the left-hand side being the tight end. Quick out route, once again going to find Higgins, who turns up at the sidelines. Picks up the first down just when you think they're going to step out, no. And they're not looking to run clock either at this point. They're just practicing. That's essentially what it seems like to them, as they'll dump this one off. Irv Smith picks up another few more yards. And only a few incompletions on the day for Burrow. He's been an X factor, I'm pretty sure, this entire time. As it will be some read options, sticking the foot right down the middle. Gets by one guy who's just standing there by Fuller, and Witherspoon diving misses. Joe Burrow just ran about a 35-yard read option right down the middle and took it to the house. That is the state of this defense. Well, the Bengals now hold a 38-3 lead as we take the field. Stetson Bennett once again going to hand this one off. Akers to the outside. Juke move does get by the defender, picking up a nice 7 yards on play 1, as that may be the last play here of the third quarter. But if we could get the snap off, which we will, so we'll have another play that goes nowhere. As once again we try to get to the outside, swallowed up by Pratt, and that one will send us into the fourth. A massive lead here for the Bengals, and they've just massively outplayed us this entire game. The only thing I could say that we've done better is we've ran the ball better than they have, at least in terms of yardage. We have ran for more yards, though it doesn't go too well for us on third down, leaving 4th and 3. But down big here, 35 points. Can't really get much worse. So let's go for it on 4th down, handing it off down the middle and stretching for it, but not close enough. Bengals once again force the turnover on downs. They'll take over at the 33. And as they come out with a heavier set, I can only hope that they are actually choosing to run some clock here as they hand it off Mixon, who does not get very far. A quick stop, only a gain of 2. Seiler involved there. Haven't seen him really get involved much today, but he's kind of more of like a DT. So I don't expect massive pass rushing from him, which is something this team does not have currently, but helping us get at least some run stop in the middle. And if we could do that, I think I'll be fine with this defensive line for what they are. As we have a 3rd and 3, going to need one of those quick stops. No, it's actually going to be a pass. Burrow sitting in the pocket. Hochit almost gets back there for the... Wow, it's actually going to be a 1st down catch for Chase. So we almost got the stack, but instead it's a 1st down for the Bengals as Burrow just over the top of the defender, I believe, was the young outside linebacker in Young, who just wasn't aware the pass was thrown there, nor was Jones across the middle. I mean, some of these throws that they're getting, there's these simple, short, maybe even immediate throws, catches that they're getting. It's just due to a lack of awareness and play recognition on the part of our players right now. That's what you're going to see with a lot of young guys as Chase picks up another 1st down, this one inside the 5. But the only way we can improve that awareness and play rec is by getting these guys out there. So that's really what Season 1 is all about, seeing who develops and who can really stake a part of this team. As that ball gets popped up, Mixon catches it, dives, and is into the end zone. If that isn't just the cherry on top of this game, I'm pretty sure that ball got tipped off of an offensive lineman's head. We'll watch the replay here to see. And yeah, off the right guard's head to Mixon, who almost gets into the end zone. But I believe that was the corner torn safety, pushes him out, but then he dives and is in. Making it 45-3, and we're just going to try to run out this clock and see what we can get with the remainder of the time, as a nice hit put in there on Akers by Pratt. Just really have to appreciate that of what Akers has done for this team, because right now he's the only one doing anything, and he's taking a majority of the hits as he just keeps fighting for the little yardage we can get. That was his 20th rush of the night, 80 yards in total. And on 3rd and 5, we're going to ask for him to do it once again with a stretch to the outside. Looks for the cut, which he gets, but does not get the first down. Tackled just in time once again by Pratt. And as we've done all day, we'll do again. Going for it on 4th down, Akers right down the middle, this time with some good lead blocking. Picks up the first down to the 42. He needs 8 more yards to reach the century mark. But for this play, he'll head to the sidelines as we do bring out Evans, who has a gap, breaks to the outside, looks for the cut, and maybe a little bit too much hesitation on that cut. Might have cost us some yards, but does pick up 9. As we hit the 2-minute warning, any chance we could add on another score here late? Really just going to rely on one of these runs hopefully popping off as we go back to Evans, who just gets swallowed up at the line. Had maybe that cutback lane, but didn't choose to take it. And on 3rd and short, we'll bring out Akers, hand the ball off to him, and he will pound forward for that first down. It's really just moral victories at this point. But with maybe 2 plays left, we'll see if we could get Akers over 100 yards. He needs 5 and will maybe lose half a yard there. And he did look a little bit shaken up after that run, but he's coming back out for the last play as we'll try to get a stretch to the outside to get those 5 yards, and has space, but Hendrickson denies him. Will actually be a loss of 2 and will be a loss 3 in a row as we finish this game 0-3 after losing to the Bengals 45-3. We couldn't even manage a touchdown in this one, and that is a problem. We know that Akers can get the job done, but it's elsewhere that we're not getting the job done. And the few big name guys we have on this team, they're not going to want to stick around if we're not winning, especially since majority of them are on the older side. Joe Burrow will walk away though with a win, a massive win, as they are 3-0 on the year. Well, that was definitely not the game we were looking to have in this one. After making the trade, getting rid of Donald, hoping that the guys we brought in would make some impact, and I will say the left side of the offensive line didn't see too much happening in terms of good pass blocking. We didn't really have a lot of guys coming through from that side. The running game was better to that left-hand side, but defensively, Seiler, while he helped out a little bit in the rushing game, I don't think it was as impactful as I was hoping for. I think we need to find ourselves a good edge guy because we're not getting much of any sort of pass rush, and it's providing just a lot of time for any of these quarterbacks to find some open guys, which they're doing quite often. So hopefully we'll be able to find some guys. I do expect some more changes to the lineup to be coming, and if you want to see who that is and what ends up happening with this lineup, make sure you guys stick around. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the actual subscription button next to that bell icon, so that way you can be notified of when these videos go live. This series will be posted every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, with Wednesday and Saturday being the state-only challenge, currently the Virginias. But next time, which will be tomorrow, we'll be facing off against the 3-0 Colts. They're a good team. They have a lot of good guys, some weak spots for sure, but they have some good guys. And in this universe, Jonathan Taylor is playing for them. They have the rookie quarterback in Richardson, so it could be a very good game. DeForest Buckner right down the middle might stop the one thing that this offense can do well. So hopefully we'll put together a good game plan, and we'll see you guys next time, and hopefully a much better game. So until then, we'll see you guys later. Bye.